Everyone, we are here on April the 5th, and the Mario movie is finally out. I just got back from the theater a little bit ago, and I immediately got to sit down to making this review. These are my very first impressions, and I didn't write a script for this, so all of this is just going to be me talking. So if the video turns out a little bit scuffed, it's not my fault. It's your fault for judging me. Before you ask, yes, I did get a haircut, and no, that does not give you permission to bully me in the comments section. Even though I know several of you are probably doing it right now. I'll stop with the small talk, let's just get right into business. Alright, so I'm going to be talking about 5 main things in this movie. Representation, which is how it feels. Like, does it feel like Mario? Does it feel like it stays true to the series? 2, which is the pacing, how fast the story progresses. Is it too fast? Is it too slow? Is it in the middle somewhere? I'm going to be talking about the animation, how everything looks. Is it as good as it looked in the trailer? And then I'm going to be talking about the dialogue. Are the jokes funny? Does the dialogue reflect the characters well? And then lastly, I'm going to be talking about the cast. Did they do a good job representing who they're playing as? Did they carry out the writing well? The representation in this movie is absolutely phenomenal. They represented the Mario franchise very well, to a T, I would say. Everything that's going on, the colors, the environment, the animals, and like everything in it, it just feels like Mario. It feels right. It feels good. It feels just as it should. And of course, the entire movie was chocked full of a bunch of Nintendo references, because I knew, of course, they wanted to and were going to do that. But don't worry, it wasn't too overbearing. It wasn't, like, all in your face or anything. It would just, like, occasionally the movie would just give a nod to this sort of thing. For example, they had pictures up in Mario's home that were just a bunch of references to, like, different games that they did. And of course, they had a cameo from Charles Martinet, the original voice of Mario, which I'm sure that pissed off so many people. Now, the pacing, on the other hand, was a bit iffy. It was good at most parts. It was the right speed for where it needed to be, I think. I feel like the transitions between some scenes is where it kind of got a little bit too fast for my liking, but that's also going to have to do with the fact that there wasn't really any character development. And that's all right, because really the style of the movie is more of just like a feel-good fun time for everyone. It's not trying to make you have like powerful emotions. It's not trying to get you to like into like a complex story with like all of these deep themes and everything. It's just a fun time. I know the fact that there's no character development will probably make some people a bit sad, but I feel like Mario and Luigi, all of these guys, they only have so much character development in their actual games, and I feel like if they were to go the extra mile and try to and give them something like that, like big character development, I don't know if that would feel right. Does it make them feel a little bit less alive? I don't really think so. You still enjoy them just because they're so lively and so expressive. Everything feels so alive and real, and it's just great. I really liked it. Illumination did a fantastic job with that. There was an absurd amount of attention to detail with all of the characters' movements and how they reacted to things, and I really liked that. That was such a nice touch. Like, I could name off a few examples, but I mean, I won't have footage to go with them yet. No complaints, wouldn't change a thing. It looks amazing. The dialogue, it was okay. It was average. I mean, there wasn't really anything that made it bad, but then again, there wasn't really that much that made it stand out. I mean, of course, there's like a couple really good one-liners, especially from Bowser. But, like in general, I mean, it's just average. There's not really a whole lot I can say about it. It's okay. It's okay. I think maybe one of the reasons why some of the lines didn't hit too hard wasn't because they were written badly. I think it's probably because the actors played them out in a certain way. I'm not saying that they're bad, I'm just saying that, like, they don't quite match the mood every now and again. Most of the time, they're just fine, but there's one or two that you feel like, ooh, that's a really good line. I just kind of wish he said it just like this instead of how he actually said it. I mean, he did a good job, but it's just kind of sad to see it. Is this just me? It might just be me and I'm just insane. Whatever, they did a good job. Yeah, again, the cast, they did a fantastic job of portraying the characters. I think it's actually because of these actors that these characters feel so right. It's the voices. They just sound perfect. For the most part. Even if one or two of the voices don't match quite right, you know who I'm talking about. They still do a great job. Like, for example, Cranky Kong, in my opinion, I don't think his voice works that well, but he does a fantastic job with the acting regardless. He does a great job. In fact, I think he's probably one of my favorite characters from the movie. Another example of this, of course, is Mario.
It's a me, a Mario.
I need no further explanation. Just because the voice didn't match doesn't mean they didn't do a good job. Chris Pratt was fantastic, alright? You can make fun of me as much as you want. I'll only cry a little bit. Chris Pratt, along with the rest of the cast, did really well. There was a lot of paid music. I don't know what the word for that is. It's like when they buy ownership to use certain songs. I don't know what that's called. I'll probably just put it like right here or something, because I'm having a brain fart. But they got a lot of that music in there. I knew that was coming because, again, it's a big company and they can do that. While I knew it was coming, my main concern for that was that music, that paid music, was gonna override a lot of the other music that I was hoping was going to show up in the movie. But I'm happy to say that it was a comfortable ratio. While there were a few paid songs here and there, the actual music from the game was ever present throughout. They actually added a lot of songs that I didn't think they were going to, like including one of my absolute favorite songs of all time. I'm so happy they added it. I mean, I can't believe they did. It was crazy. I was not expecting it. My final rating? 0 out of 10. They didn't boot the baby penguin.